What's up, everyone? Today we're in for a treat. If you ask me, one of my favorite cuisines, no doubt, is Shanghai-Style food. Today we got some Shanghai-Style soup dumplings and one of my favorite noodle dishes as well, Shanghai-Style rice cakes. So a lot of Chinese food, believe it or not, in my opinion, are not good the next day. A lot of dishes are only good fresh, I would say. Definitely for Shanghai-Style soup dumpling, it's best served at a restaurant when it's piping hot. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I got this delivered as well. But it's still pretty hot, I think. And then definitely for like certain noodle dishes as well. If you keep it overnight, like the noodles clump up and are very hard to get, very hard. And yeah, it's just not the same. But yeah, for like noodle dishes and a lot of Chinese dishes in general, there's like a term called wok hei. Sorry, my Cantonese is trash, but pretty much like the name suggests, it's a term used for that flavor from the wok, right? With the flick of the wrist when the chef's cooking in the kitchen. Generally, cooking Chinese food like with woks, you need to. Chinese food isn't healthy. I'm sure many of you guys know that. It requires a lot of oil, and like using woks for cooking food requires temperatures for very high heat. So yeah, let's do this, baby. Oh yeah, and then Shanghai soup dumpling, I always like they come with the sauce, some like dark vinegar sauce. I really like that as well. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I had this. Oh yeah. No, is it just me? Like usually when these mornings have been pretty cold when I wake up. I was like, what sounds really good? Shanghai soup dumpling to warm up your soul. And yeah, this oh yeah, if I didn't explain before, so Shanghai-Style soup dumplings is just dumpling with usually stuffed pork and maybe some nappy cabbage and some other stuff. Depends. Every place usually has typically the same thing, but different restaurants may have their little own twist on it. And then this Shanghai-Style rice cake dish right here has just some shredded pork, some nappy cabbage, and some onions. Fairly basic ingredients, not too crazy, but it has a very clean taste. It's including the onions in here as well. And usually people have different ways of eating the Shanghai soup dumpling, right? Usually people open like a little small opening on the top. Yeah, I bite the top off to when the Shanghai soup dumpling is super hot, and when I can't, you don't want to just gulp down the Shanghai soup dumpling when it's fresh, right? It's too hot. So I let it air out. And what I like to do is let the Shanghai soup dumpling soak in the sauce right here. Every time I eat one, I put one on for deck for next, and let it soak in the sauce. Man, it's such a shame. These actually past couple days, this past weekend as well, it rained a little bit in San Francisco, but it wasn't like heavy rain or anything. But now, I think like yesterday and definitely today, the sun's out. It's beautiful, man. We can't help just to go out, but during my parents actually said that I think these next 2 weeks are very crucial. I think the coronavirus is definitely going to pick up, at a more rapid rate, as if it hasn't already. But that's just how it goes. Just just follow the rules, and the coronavirus might end more quickly, right? You don't want to prolong it. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the last episode of this season for Haikyu. It's been quite a ride this season. So a lot of people complain it's not, it wasn't the most exciting of seasons, because I think it was a good season for character development, right? For the majority of the season. And I think only the past few episodes is when we get the boys go into the inter-high, right? And so this is the second day of the inter-high tournament. And the episode actually opens up giving a little backstory between Ryu and his childhood friend. So here's what happened. So Ryu's childhood friend, she talks to one of her teammates and says that Tanaka and her were classmates until the 4th grade. And ever since then, she was always tall, right? Tall girl in her class, and she was bullied by other kids. And that's like the typical little kids are mean, man. Bullying is, kids aren't very considerate of others' feelings at that age, right? And I remember in my middle school or elementary school, right? There's like this one girl that was super tall, but everyone was really really nice. We didn't really bully her. At least I didn't know. At least, yeah. And eventually when we hit puberty and the boys grew up a little bit, then that's when we guys grew taller, right? But anyways, yeah. So Ryu, oops, one sec. So actually, yeah, Ryu's childhood friend, she definitely has feelings for Tanaka, actually. So in her past, she was super shy and very insecure about her height, right? But Ryu was always there to protect her when kids were bullying her. And actually, Ryu introduced her to the sport of volleyball. And, it's all thanks to him that he introduced her to the sport that she loves. So back then, she wasn't, like most people, unless you're naturally talented in some things, right? There's always people that are naturally talented and better than you in, anything, right? Yeah, so at first she wasn't really good at volleyball. She can get the serves over. It's just that she asked Ryu, I can't get these serves over. What should I do? He said, just keep on trying until you get one over. It was pretty simple. And then, yeah, it was pretty funny. And then I think, like, after school, he would go with her to play volleyball with a bunch of other kids. And, now his childhood friend is one of her great players on her team. I can't recall what the high school she goes to, but I think they mentioned in Haikyu that her high school won the inter-high last year. So, she comes from a prestigious volleyball school. So that's pretty cool. And then, yes, and now let's get to Karasuno's opponent for this upcoming match, right? So Karasuno's next opponent is called Inarizaki High School. I think they mentioned that they were the runner-ups last year in second place. I'm gonna have to do some research. I wonder who won first place last year. So here are some notable players from Inarizaki High School. So we got Ojiro Aran. He's number 4. You gotta be a lookout for him. He's their top hitter on their squad. And then we got Suna Rintaro. He's their number 10 middle blocker. I believe he's pretty good at reblocking, if I recall. And we got Miya Atsumu. which is if you if you watch the season, right, you can see that he was one of Kageyama's teammates for the youth volleyball camp, right? And he's very good as well. He got to be very cautious with his serves, right? He has the dual wielding serve, so he could do like and jump. He could do jump floaters. He could do the top jump serve like top spin, and yeah, okay. And then yes, and then he also won the best server awards at the middle inter high as well as I think last year as well. And everyone, this is the night before the whole team is gathered in one place talking about what they should do and stuff like that. But everyone's pretty nervous. The tension is in the air, but Hinata is just brimming with excitement, right? He's hoping, yeah, they're playing one of the best teams in the tournament as well, and hopefully, he wants to play a punch, possibly better than them, right? So, yeah, that breaks the tension in the air, and everyone just smiles and wants to, have the same competitive spirit like Hinata. Whew. Okay, let's get some more right here. Oh, speaking of which, I think this restaurant, I've been in a couple of times before. It's called Dumpling Kitchen, I think. Yeah, Dumpling Kitchen. And on Yelp, actually, fairly recently, well, before this coronavirus madness began, right? I think Ali Wong, a comedian, actually went there recently, and then they posted pictures on the Yelp page and social media. And I believe Ali Wong is actually originally from San Francisco. Yeah. Mm. Okay, and then catching up on the second part of this episode. So, after, the team has a meeting, Ryu catches some fresh air, and coincidentally, he runs into his childhood friend, right? And then they just take a nice, stroll and chill at a nearby park. And, Ryu at this back of his mind, right? His teammate said, "Oh, you might have a chance, right?" But he actually has someone else in his heart, right? Kyoko, their volleyball manager. But it was pretty funny. Kyoko, every time Ryu tried to, try to flirt a little bit, he said, asking her, "Do you need help with anything? You want me to walk you home?" She refused him every time. It's pretty funny. So actually, there's an older man that comes by before his childhood friend could introduce him to Tanaka. Tanaka says, "Oh," he blurts out really fast that he has someone else in his heart and runs away. Which is pretty funny. But actually, the man that came to interrupt them was her older brother, and he was just there to support her and cheer her on in the tournament. And the next day, Tanaka's childhood friend just says to her teammate that she possibly have no chance, but the teammate just encourages her to keep on fighting, right? He doesn't have a girlfriend yet, so there's always a fighting chance. And then Ryu comes out of nowhere and says sorry about the other night and stuff like that. Okay, and then you see Kurasuno warming up, right? And then I did not know that Asumu actually has a twin brother on the same team, so that dynamic duo that you can't let your guard down. I think, yeah. And then during warm-ups, while Kageyama and Hinata are warming up together, Asumu comes by and he trash talks Kageyama a bit. He's talking to him, "Oh, don't disappoint me, and hope you guys don't play shitty, right? I don't know how else to say it. At least, give us some competition to play against." So yeah, that's good friendly banter. And Inarizaki is a very prestigious volleyball school, I think, right? It's a good team. So they were runner up last year, and they have a great band supporting them and fans as well. They're super loud, and yeah, they have a really large cheering section. And then it's so funny. There's like this scene that Daichi is screaming so loud at the top of his lungs, while the Inarizaki cheering section to let's do this for to pipe up Kurasuno, but you could barely hear him. It's pretty funny. And then what's a really cool thing, Atsumu actually before he serves, he likes peace and quiet. So like the band is really loud for it's like the war cry, right? And then he holds his fist up in the air, which signals like be quiet. And he just does his serve. And then the first serve is nasty. He's a great server. So yeah, he does a jump serve, just spice it between Nishinoya and I forgot who else was in the back row. But yeah, it was in the back right corner. It was crazy. And then everyone was just like, wow, silence. And then, but during that serve, actually, these stupid two girls were, making noise. And then after his serve, he gave them a death glare. And then one of the students in the training section said, "Oh, can you please be quiet during your serve?" So yeah, it's pretty funny. And then, oh yes, and then, while it was, Hinata's and Kageyama's time to shine, Hinata and Kageyama were connected, and just like any other team, Rizaki was very surprised at how high Hinata jumped, and during his set to Hinata was so excited just to jump, right? But he forgot to hit the ball, which was kind of stupid, right? This is serious. It's inter-high. You can't forget to hit the ball. But yeah, so this was that was, and then they just cut you off. I hate how a lot of animes or like dramas in general, they just cut you off right where it's getting good, right? And yeah, this unfortunately, this is the end of the season. Next season is gonna be very good. It's gonna be all action. There's probably gonna be some character development, probably, but not as much as this season, right? But yeah, actually, I think the next season is coming in July. It's this summer, so it's not too long. So give Haikyu a little break, and there's tons of other anime that I'll be checking out this season, as I mentioned in the previous video. So yeah, Haikyu. Oh man, I can't wait for next season. But yeah, I've been listening to that that ending song Chico by Honeyworks. I forgot what it was, Case in Spirit. It's so good. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in my car because I'm the type of person that actually plays the same songs over and over again. But yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, this is a good meal right here. I actually finished it. I'm surprised. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Peace.